guys, Matt here. This is my review of Horrible Bosses. Now, Horrible Bosses is directed by Seth, who previously directed some episodes of The Office, Parks and Recreation, the movie For Christmas, as well as the excellent documentary King of Kong. And the movie stars Jason Sudeikis, Jason Bateman, Charlie Day, with Kevin Spacey, Jennifer Aniston, Colin, Farell, and Jamie Foxx. When I first saw the trailer to this movie, my initial thought was, this looks pretty funny, and I can't wait to see it. And though many of the movie's funnier parts are actually in the trailer, the movie does surprise us with hilarious comedic moments that they just can't show you in the trailer. For example, Jamie Foxx plays the murder consultant. He basically gives the guys some very expensive tips on how to get the jobs done. And his character's name is just hilarious. I mean, that's one of the funnier things in the movie. And another thing is just the language in this movie is just really, really vulgar. I mean, you thought Sharon Stone was, you know, vulgar and graphic in Basic Instinct 2. Just wait till you get a load of Jennifer Aniston as the dentist with just the dirtiest mouth you can imagine. I mean, it worked well for her because usually her roles were very, you know, clean-cut or nice and just weren't as, you know, whoa, surprising as they were. Kevin Spacey did a good job as the mean boss for Jason Bateman's character. He reminded me a lot of the guy from 21 that he played mixed with Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man, just a lot meaner. And then we had Colin Farell, who played Jason Sudeikis' boss, who was a complete drug addict. And his role wasn't as big as the other two bosses, but it was funny for what he was given. And the movie just, I think, could have toned it down a little bit on the language. I mean, this movie was proof that just like the celebrity roasts, you don't have to throw in 10 million curse words and 10 million F words to get a funny joke across, because a lot of the comedy in this movie were just the witty one-liners from Jason Bateman and Jason Sudeikis and Charlie Day. Just the conversations they would have, the scenarios and moments they would find themselves in were just great, because you're sitting there watching the movie thinking, this scene is so funny because, you know, these three guys are in the most random situations, and it's just like you're watching The Hangover, because you're just like, oh my gosh, this is great. What's going to happen next? The movie did have its bit of slow parts and scenes that, for me, were just a little much and didn't really have to be in the movie. But overall, I left the theater really, really happy that I saw it, and I'm actually going to buy it when it comes out. So, if I had to rate this movie from a 1 to a 5, I give it a 3.5. Now, I definitely recommend it because for those of you that saw Bad Teacher, I'm sorry, but Horrible Bosses to me was much better. So check it out. Until next time, guys. See ya. Now, Jason Bateman and Jason Sudeikis played really well off each other because just the witty lines and the quips that they have back and forth with each other were just really, really funny. And Charlie Day was also funny as the third guy in the group, but just his voice got sort of annoying just whenever he got worked up and excited. But he does have some pretty funny lines at the end of the movie. And I also want to point out that this movie has a lot of random stuff in the movie. Not random as in strange, but random as in, like, they'd fit another punchline into a joke, or they'd extend a scene a little bit just so they can have one more laugh in it. So random, in fact, that while I was watching the movie, they mentioned a movie that I totally didn't expect to just ever hear in a comedy. So unexpected that I actually got excited because I actually own the movie. The movie is Snow Falling on Cedars. It's a Ethan Hawke movie, pretty old. Anyways, they mentioned it in the movie, and it has to do with Jamie Foxx's character. And I was just so shocked and excited that they mentioned that movie that I had to show it to you guys. So sorry that was random, but hey, that's how the movie is.